Give it up for AC. All right. It's just me on stage.
Oh, I'm here. We're just gonna give a little bit for the folks that get in, and one last final sound check, everybody. Welcome back to Visual Radio. We'll be right back in a second. Hey, yar,
Yeah. Give it up. All right. We did this. Oh, yeah. That happened. People will never forget how you made them feel. I'm not responsible for your feelings. Did anybody ever tell you that? All right. I'll be responsible for how you feel. What a jip. All right. We have cookie rectification. Welcome to this week's Visual Radio. It's deeply appreciated. Is it active?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Here we are. What's going on, everybody? Oh my God! Hey, it's Rocksteady in the crowd. What's going on? Let's share
Rocksteady. It's the local celebrity.
Let's share the show. Share with followers.
Share it up.
Select all these people. All 526 of you. Get the fuck up here. Let's do it. Share. It's working on.
Am I sideways?
Sir. I double checked that stream, and that's fantastic. Let me come up on fucking camera because I want to be up on camera with my boy here.
Come on up here because I want you up here.
Oh my God!
Get on my knee here. I'm gonna bounce you on my knee.
Hey. Hello, everybody.
There he is.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back to Visual Radio. We took a bit of a hiatus last weekend. Last week. That was my issue. Had a bit of an electrical failure. We're all friends here. We can talk about it. I had an electrical failure in my office, and if you can believe it, all the shit was just fucked. It was just the lamp popped. Then I got different. So you ever seen National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation? You know when all the wires are put together, right? So when I called the electrician, I was ashamed of how many wires I had together, like how many different surge protectors and shit I had. So I started disconnecting things. I was like, oh, nothing. I didn't have all this.
Oh, rats.
And when he came, he's like, man, you know what was really doing it? You know what the culprit was for the whole room? The mini fridge.
Oh, yeah. Those
mini fridge. Gang of power. Yeah, dude. Every time that fucking condenser would come on, that fucking thing would be like 13 amps on top of whatever computer systems I have going on. It was not doing well. But how was your week or your 2 weeks?
Yeah, I was rushing last week. Last week I was rushing, and then I had more than enough time, and so I feel good about this. We had more than enough time. I feel invigorated. I feel it's time. It's time to Okay, it's time for my dog to knock stuff over. Um,
My
that's
dog is
cool.
forbidden. My dog is forbidden. Don't you fucking come in here.
You know,
Don't
I
you come
saw
in
him
here.
coming in here too, and I was like, "Don't fucking come in here." I was like, "What the fuck do you
Yeah.
want in here?"
Your food bowl's not
and
here.
he knocked something over.
My dog, while I'm doing shows, if I don't close the door, my dog will bring me a present I don't know, every 15 minutes or so. He'll bring me a different bone or he'll bring me a toy. I feel so bad for him. He's a baby, like I know he wants to play, but I'm like, Daddy's doing a show for 4 people. Okay.
Serious here.
Chill out. Chill
This
out.
matters.
It really does. It really, really does.
It's
So, hey, I want to say what's up to
it's
Twitch.
the experience. it's the it's for the experience.
Yeah, for
Jesus
sure.
Christ.
Well, we are simulcast on YouTube and Twitch. That's completely confirmed with Rocksteady. So, what up to all the people out there in Twitch
Woo!
world, YouTube land? I hope you all are having a good one, and thanks for being here. If you're looking at us through the looking glass beyond the hereafter, today,
Don't
today,
don't do it.
today, my good friend, we're going to be talking about geographic anomalies. This is an exciting topic because the world is full of them. I mean, it was a delight to even look. Hey, thank you so much. Give it up for the world, guys. Give it up for the world. It's so full of the world is so full of shit. The world
No
has
environmentalism.
zero.
Carbon footprint.
Welcome back. Thank you for being here. Everybody who just joined the room, really quick. Tony, what's going on? Chris and let's Dave is in the audience. Man, what a show that these people put on. The married couple is a treasure that we need to protect at all costs. Just putting that out there.
Oh, okay.
You don't agree?
I mean, there's worse things to watch. All right.
A couple episodes of Full House, like a rerun of Full House.
Fuller House.
Full.
Watch some Fuller House. Okay, I love it. Let's keep it going. I love it.
So tell me what you're thinking. When remember you said you were like, you know what we should do is a show about geographical anomalies. My eyes
Oh
lit up.
shit! Fuck, dude. It was like the one thing like that stood out, and I was like, just toss that in there, and you picked it because you like cartography. I don't know. It's National
I know.
Geographic.
I like weird shit. I do love National Geographic, and I know you do too because you're a highly intelligent person. And I think that we
Nat Geo.
are a little Shark Week. You know what I mean? I also enjoy things that are different, and to find things that are naturally made. And some things we're going to talk about are man-made. Some things are going to be naturally made. Things like the Marianas Trench. Things like, for example, a geographical anomaly to me also means something like Stonehenge because it's in England. It was built in a different way than we're used to, right? It was built a really long time ago. Things like that. What are you some of your favorites? What's one that stood out to you that you were like, man, this is a fucking super weird place in the earth that we should explore? What's your number one?
Yeah. Well, I think what's interesting to me. Oh my god, my dog. I'm gonna murder him. I mean, don't call PETA. My dog and I are friends.
It's fine.
He's gonna be fine.
He's gonna be fine.
My favorite. Yeah, after he'll be after the convalescent period. I I think that what's most interesting to me that came out of this was I kind of had to analyze what is below sea level, what is a negative number, right? Like, and I kind of like that. That was super interesting for me because I was tripping out on the lowest point in North America being so close to the highest point in the lower 48. I mean, not taller than was that Denali? No, what is Yukon? It's a Alaskan fucking peak.
Yeah.
It's Mount Whitney. No, Mount Whitney's in California. It's what's the highest point in North America? Do you know it?
I mean, I can Google it.
Yeah, let's do that. McKinley,
Mount McKinley.
I think so.
Let's see. The tallest peaks in North America is number one. You already said it's Denali, right? Denali National
Denali,
Park.
there it is.
Yeah.
I
And then
just listed everything just in case.
no worries. And then Mount Logan is the second highest peak in North America. Mount Logan is at 19,551 feet. I have personally been to Mammoth, California, and gone to the Mammoth Mountain,
You've been
and that
snowboarding?
I haven't been snowboarding, but I did do like the just the walk around kind of normal, thing. And then I went to the summit. I didn't exactly ski or snowboard. My friends were doing that, but we went to the very top, which is a big thing for me. I have a huge, huge issue with heights. Huge. I didn't fly for a long time. It's standing at the top of the Sears Tower on that glass thing is not like my definition of a good TikTok or whatever. So I'm not going to do that, like on purpose. But now, of course, I do take a plane. I'm fine with heights where I've relinquished my body and my fate to the captain of the plane. So uh, certain things I said to myself, I'm not going to forego my life because I'm a little afraid. So one of the things I really wanted to do was hit this top of this mountain, which is 15,000 some odd feet in the air, and I did it in like the dead of like I believe it was February, and it was a blizzard. And when you get to the summit, right before that little egg gets to the top of those mountains, it's a little egg, right? And it's held up by a chain, so it just looks like a tiny, like a chain, an egg, kind of like the Matrix eggs when they wake up in the batteries, kind of like that, right? And it's nothing. It's a tiny gondola. It sways in the wind. It is absolutely terrifying. All that is beneath you is pure white death. There's nothing beneath you. It shakes and rattles like you couldn't believe. It feels like it's just attached with a fishing wire. At any moment, that thing can go. Why am I being so verbose about this? Because it was terrifying. And 15,000 feet is enough for anyone, even a very seasoned, like, I don't give a fuck about my life. I just want to be up and, I'm a daredevil. Even those people, I can tell because I was with one of them and they were like, fuck, this is high. This is not normal. So 15,000 square feet. So we're looking at Mount Logan being 19,500 feet. That's an extra 4,000 feet up in the air. No, thank you. I think I've done my feat for my life. I think there's no reason anymore. I don't think there's a view that I need to see up there anymore. The view from Mammoth was just spectacular. Glad I did it. But after that, the air was thin. Do I still have you there, buddy? You still around? Are you coming in and out?
I
There he is.
exist.
Hey,
My
she just
dog is
the dog's
yeah.
gone.
Nothing happened. I mean, you don't hear him anymore, but that's neither here nor there. I mean, right?
Nothing happened. He didn't have an accident. But yeah, so like to answer your question, it was Denali was the tops, and then we have Mount Logan at 19,500 feet, and then Pico de Orizaba, and Mexico's highest mountain, and the world's second most prominent volcanic peak. And the Pico de Orizaba is the third largest peak in North America. So it's the three largest peaks. And Denali is a monster. So I wouldn't want to climb that.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm?
It's so that one was formerly named McKinley, or am I tripping?
No, well, I just brought it to the three. I don't know where McKinley stays. We can take a quick look at where McKinley lies in the grand scheme of things, but those are the three top.
To fit it,
Denali being just
fit it in.
so okay, Mount McKinley, the highest point was okay. So so the highest point. I think you're correct. I'm not sure why Denali came up. The answer is the same. Mount McKinley, 20,320 feet. Mount McKinley is the highest mountain peak. Okay, I think that's the difference. The highest mountain peak is Mount McKinley, as well as North America's 600-mile long Alaska range of mountains. So you're right there. I'm not sure.
That's just bananas.
Banana.
Height 20,000.
That's an airplane.
That's so ridiculous.
Up in the sky, little specks, and you're like, holy shit.
That's that's so amazing that something can be that tall.
Yeah. Hey, you want to bring up a special guest here?
Absolutely. I don't know who this person is, but I welcome him into my good graces.
I do. I've seen the show many times. He was a part of the 24-hour marathon, and I'd like to welcome, if this is not a booty call or some kind of a butt dial. Ooh. Is a booty call the same as a butt dial?
Yes, I think
Let's find out. Chris Rossetti, welcome.
Hello, how are you folks today? Thank you for letting me on the air with you.
Absolutely, Chris. How you been, man? It's been a while.
Can you hear in the background?
Oh, you're good. Yeah, you're coming in crystal clear. How you doing?
Was that a cock I heard?
There's a little mini sideshow going on. In the parking lot next to me.
Cool. That's awesome.
Awesome.
It's awesome.
Anyway,
so
talking about anomalies, I'm in San Francisco, and if you would like to see it, the fog is quite an anomaly. It's August, and the fog is coming across right now very strong from the Pacific Ocean, which is constantly at 52 degrees temperature Fahrenheit. And so that's kind of an anomaly that in August, the rest of the country is roasting, and I'm bundled up freezing in the fog. It's beautiful. I love this anomaly.
Does that happen every single year, or is that anomalous too, depending on how the weather is, or is that just something that's constant?
Every year, constant. And if you want to see it, I can show you on the camera. A little bit of the fog going by.
Come on up. Absolutely. That's great. That's interesting. See, I love this because you never know what you're going to get. We're going to get some live perspective. Loving it.
Life is like a box of anomalies.
Yeah. Finish that.
All right. So just invite me to camera and I'll put it on and show it to you. It's really amazing.
Yeah, I mean,
like I said, in August, the rest of the United States is just roasting, and we're enjoying, 45. Wonderful.
There we go. Invite to video.
There we go.
All right, AC. Yes.
Accept.
Coming through.
Hey, Chris.
There we go. I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera around. Thank you so much for letting me in.
There you are.
Good, buddy. Absolutely.
Yeah, no problem.
Here we go. So tell me, can you see it going across the lamppost there in front of me?
Absolutely. It's making its way across like the mist in Stephen King.
This is
Isn't that nuts?
yeah,
That is
creepy.
Man. I can't imagine that. Absolutely roasting in Las Vegas. We were absolutely.
Is it quiet out there?
Degrees.
Not right now. Not with the sideshow going on in the parking lot across the street.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
But let me take you up here real quick. If you got like 2 minutes, is that cool?
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
All right. We're on the campus of City College of San Francisco, where I'm a 66-year-old community college sophomore. I'm a real-life Chevy Chase, if you will. So there's the fog, man. Isn't that beautiful? So I love this anomaly. Anomana, how do you say it?
Hamana.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that one.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. It really is. I mean, I'll be in San Francisco December 4th for a quick weekend. So maybe we can rendezvous for a coffee. I'll give you a call.
Well, like I tell everybody that ever wants to contact me a couple days ahead of time, and if at all possible, my wife and I be happy to take you to lunch. In fact, we've met over a dozen people from around the world through social media. None of them have been heard from again, but we've had a great time.
That's awesome. Yeah, I can imagine that the turnaround is pretty good. Because
all right, I'm going to turn the corner here and show you one more shot of the fog, and I'll let you go. Thank you for letting me do this.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
No, thank you for showing us, man. It's rare that we would get a live peek into something anomalous.
Yeah.
So I would consider the weather to be an anomaly thing, right? Because the rest of the country is roasting and we're freezing.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you I'm roasting. I am absolutely roasting. Yeah.
And that's just sweaty for sure.
You're in Vegas?
I'm in Vegas, yeah. So it's at 109 in my car today. Easily gets 120 at any time. It's pretty great.
Yeah. Open the front door to put your head in the oven.
Speaking of anomalies, have you ever eaten at Capriotti's Sub Shop in Vegas?
I do that. I work at Town Square, in which one resides. So I have way too much Capriotti's.
How cool!
Yeah. So it's one of my favorite sub shops. That Bobby is incredible. It's the
that's incredible.
Yeah, the Bobby.
I grew up in. I spent some years in. Yeah, the Bobby. Tell them what the Bobby is.
I wanted to tell people because they won't know. The Bobby is basically a sandwich. They're world famous for it. It's a Thanksgiving sandwich. It's roasted turkey, cranberry sauce, stuffing, all in this mega soft white bread. It is delicious. You're gonna get that hot or cold. Cold is surprisingly amazing. So, shout out to Capriotti's, our unofficial sponsor for this evening. Capriotti's Sub Shop. What do you got, Chris?
I lived in Delaware for a while, and I knew the Capriotti family, and I used to joke with them that I wanted to be the franchisee for the West Coast. And lo and behold, some college kids in Vegas bought the entire company.
That is correct, yeah.
Here we go. Final shot. I'm coming down to the end mercifully. Thank you guys for letting me take some
Thank
time.
you.
Yeah, we got a tour, man. Look at that sun. Look at that beautiful sun between the trees. It's like a
Yeah, that's a lamppost.
oh.
Anyway,
That's a lamppost.
Anomaly.
Dead.
check this out. Check out these eucalyptus trees. These are like 80 feet high. And they smell just like eucalyptus cough drops.
Oh,
Anyway.
wow.
All right, here we go. There's the so-called sun.
There's the sun I thought I saw. Jesus Christ.
That's an anomaly.
That was about it's nighttime. How the fuck do you have a sun? But hey, I've seen weirder things.
We can do anything in San Francisco. All right, here we go. Closing shot. Here it comes. I call these the fog dancing trees. The fog dancing trees. Ready? Check these guys out. Aren't they beautiful? Look at that.
That's all.
All right, there you go, folks. Eat your hearts out, world. There's your fog anomaly.
Anemone. I think they're called anemones. Give it up, Chris Rosette.
There you
Thank
go.
you so much for being
Thank you, sir.
a live peak.
Do me a favor. Kick me out of the program. I don't know how to leave. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it. Let's get you down. Show, but I will
All right.
there you go, buddy. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm
Everybody,
counting on you, AC.
give it up for Mr. Chris Rosette. It all takes a while. It's so I don't know what shows you guys watch, but we're getting live look-ins from actual anomalies happening around the country. That was a live look to San Francisco. It's that
was
beautiful
dope.
fog that rolls in.
That was sick. I appreciate
The
that so much.
lamppost that looked like a sun was like, wow.
That was my highlight also.
I'm gonna look back at that and be like, wow, you're an idiot, Adrian. For
Nah, it's not that big a deal, bro.
so, but no, the fog rolling through under the lamps, you can actually tell how fast it was moving. That was a fast mover, man. Run from it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man, that was super cool. Thank you, sir. That guy's
awesome.
fucking super cool.
It was.
You know, that guy does the antidepressant show every day.
Yeah. Oh, he's incredible. He has one of the best voices I've heard in social media, especially these kind of apps, and just super smart. I love talking to the guy. He was on with us during the 24-hour marathon. We have a clip of that in our I believe it's the Shotgun Candy IG, where he showed us next to a fire station. There was a box, like just.
Oh, that's right. I remember.
Yeah, I remember. And it was a box, and he looked over to the fire station. He's like, "Look at this box." He's like, "I'm gonna pull it." It's like you open it and then you pull a lever, and then the fire people come, right? The firemen. Although it's literally 25 feet away. So whoever made a call box was literally 25 feet away from the actual who's using that? Just knock on the damn door. Just walk 4 paces to the fire station. That was awesome. Yeah. So here we have Mr. Worm, as usual, on our show, creating a live piece of art while we talk about some different anomalies. Yeah, give it up for our live art, guys. Something that is, thank you. Something that's super rare these days, just because imagine you got a couple of talking heads here, spewing stuff out, but instead.
I love our time together. I love talking.
I love it.
And the challenge really has been putting together these two things that are obviously not easy to do. But we're trying to bring together not just like intelligent conversation. We're trying to bring culture into it too.
Absolutely.
And so that's why I enjoy doing this. I appreciate the opportunity. And I really, I think that this topic was really cool because of the opportunity to draw landscapes. It's I love landscapes. I don't. It's not just graffiti art and pop art, and it's really interesting with art. Some people don't appreciate certain styles or genres, but I think everyone can enjoy a nice landscape.
Absolutely. I can tell you that it does give for a visual element, and that's something that we also look for in our topics is a visual element, right? We could talk about something very, very interesting, but it might not lend to a visual aspect. So I think things like this, not only do we get to learn and be amazed about, Mother Earth, Gaia, kind of showing us her anomalies and what she's strange cavernous places that we haven't seen. Right, there's a couple of places that we're going to bring up now while Worm is painting. That, I mean, this, like I said, some are going to be man-made, some are going to be absolutely natural. The natural stuff is absolutely mind-blowing. And soon, I will tell you this, soon we will be heading to platforms like Twitch. So if you catch our Shotgun Candy show on Sundays with Rocksteady and Elvis, we've really taken it to another dimension where we can actually show you guys what we're looking at. So one of the limitations, if you will, about this app is that I can't show you these anomalous things. So this is one of the ones that really lends itself to like showing you guys like how, for example, there's a cave in Mexico that is giant crystals. I mean, we're talking about crystals, as thick as, I don't know if you've seen that, Worm, but it's a huge, I mean, we're talking about the palace of Superman's fucking Fortress of Solitude has nothing on this shit. It's just humongous crystals, and it'd be a cool visual. But I mean, I digress. We've been talking for on this app for a while without that visual aid, but now kind of excited to bring that element too. So we have a couple of different ones, even though Worm is our main visual aid. So let's get into it, man. If you're going to start painting, I got a couple places to talk about.
Yeah. If we can actually get back into the conversation if you like.
Yeah.
It's up to you. Just a
Talk to me,
little
bud.
concerned. I want to be able to like finish this but let's just stick a pin in it. Yeah, let me get this shit fucking. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's return to irregular.
Yeah, we do want to make sure that we have enough time to also Worm to finish the painting. Realize that this man is doing this under the gun every time we do this, and he delivers. He delivers every time. So it's a cool aesthetic that people could take with them that refer back to the show. I want T-shirts of every single thing we've ever done. Every single one of those paintings.
We should figure out. Yeah, we should figure out how to do that.
Yeah. Well, when we make the move, I believe that into the bigger pond, I think that merch just goes hand in hand, and that happens, right on some of the systems that I use. Yeah, so that's easy.
Okay. Yeah. Well, homie really fucking came through with the visuals, and then I got visually inspired. And
Inspo.
man,
Oh, inspo.
you know what's so cool about fog? Fog creates like atmosphere. It's like even though he said it was loud, which is weird, so I pictured it being silent.
Talking about the fog?
Yeah.
Yeah. You hear me?
The foggy scenario.
Yeah. So if you're talking about the
yes,
fog,
sir. Can you hear me? Toast.
I can hear you fine. Yeah, testicles. You're coming in perfect.
Cool.
You're coming in perfect.
Yeah.
So there are these. I'm really excited to talk about this because this is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Let's kick off anomalies, and we'll just put this out there. We'll go back to the conversation. There is in 2014 there was a discovery made in if people are familiar with the Victoria Islands in Canada. It's an archipelago. It's a huge archipelago that's north of Canada, and it's a conglomerate of all these different types of islands. Most are unnamed. Most are not really discovered. So imagine this: up to 2014, there's places in this world. It's not just in Antarctica that we're not able to go to, and things like that. Some things are so remote that, for example, this place, right? It remains unnamed, and I implore you, the next time you're at trivia, ask your friends over a round of beers and say, where is the world's largest island in a lake on an island in a lake on an island? Did you catch all that?
In an island.
Yeah.
On
It's 4 or 5. So we have once again, it's hard to say. And largest island in a lake on an island in a lake
on an island.
Let's explain. Right. So on August 21st, 2014, the Operational Land Manager, or OLI, captured this natural color view of a sub island, which means so the island sits within a small lake, also unnamed, that makes up a sizable. So we're talking about an island, right? And then within the island, a small lake resides within the island, unnamed, that makes up a sizable portion of the entire island, right? That island, in turn, is nestled within a long finger-like lake located 90 kilometers inland from the southern coast of Victoria Island, right? So we're talking about I wish I could show the picture, but I mean, it looks like a bullseye. It looks like it's like a humongous island within a lake, within an island, within a lake, within an island. So it's talk about an anomaly. And are you kidding me right now? So I implore everyone to go to um, Google or whatever you use, Bing, and go check out this. What I'm talking about, the Victoria Islands. You're gonna be knocked senseless from this because you can't
I
believe that this is real.
I don't like the description of finger like lake. That
That's all you
disturbed
got.
me. I turned my brain off when I heard finger like.
You say finger lick? I hate
Finger
that.
like.
Speaking of fingers, guys, use your fingers and go
Finger
to our
like.
IG right there on our. See, you like that transition? Go ahead and go to our link right there on our IG. Leave us a message. Our IG.
Magician. That's magical.
Actually, oh no, I'm sorry. The IG is not working tonight. Use your fingers and go to Telegram. Send me something to Telegram if you got it. I know Dave has it. I know Rocksteady has it. So feel free to do that. I need that TRRS cable, as Rocksteady so gallantly told me about. Which I
Cheers.
Don't. So what do you think
Gentlemen.
about that, man? Cheers to you, brother. So what do you think about? Talk to me about this Canadian archipelago that's a lake within an island, within an island, within a lake, within a lake, within an island.
It's Canada, always mixing it up. You know, when you think they're gonna zig, they're gonna zag. We just can never quite predict what they're gonna do.
Canada is such a my God. Come on,
just a mind fuck.
Get it together.
I mean, clearly.
For sure. So I mean, there's that to me was one of the biggest ones because I was excited, man. Once you look at these pictures, you're gonna be like, oh, I get it. And it's such a small speck within the country, right?
Let me have a look.
It's super, super cool.
What's it called?
So it doesn't have a name, but just type in Victoria Islands, Victoria Island Lake within an island, and you'll see that.
I give it a name.
Give it a name. Let's name it right now.
It's Visual Inception Radio Island. Oh, no, it's Inception Island.
Inception Island. Very good.
Very,
very good show.
Very good show.
Very good show.
Lake within.
Obviously, extremely remote. I mean, there's really not too many ways you can possibly do that. We have a Rocksteady hopefully leaving a note here. I see the little.
Oh, it's finger like.
I'll play that as soon as he leaves that. I'm excited for that. I wonder what he thinks about this geographical anomaly. We have here he is right here. Let's talk to Mr. Rocksteady.
AC, it's really important. You need your TRRS cable, not your TRS. TRRS on both sides, right? 3 little black rings.
Yeah.
It needs the 3 rings, okay?
Yeah. No, it's true. It's a lot. It's like the gauntlet of Lord of the Rings. I need to take the ring back to Mordor. I have to throw it in the fucking volcano. Then only then, if you destroy the ring, you can have voice messages through IG. It's an ordeal. Ordeal. I've learned a lot about producing.
I'm looking for this finger like lake.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not seeing it. No.
So believe you me, it's one of 36,000 islands in the Canadian Arctic archipelago. So just north of Canada, there's a huge. We usually see that up there. We really don't pay it any mind, right? It's like Canada and then like Canada's hair, right? And we usually don't pay it any mind. But in there's over 36,000. Islands littered with lakes and all types of landscape and wildlife, and things are pretty much untouched. It's a really, really rough
because country. It melts often or something. Why? Right? What is this concentric circle design? Is this Atlantis? Let's talk about Atlantis because yeah,
is that Atlantis?
I think it's Atlantis. Look, there's water and there's concentric circles. For sure,
that's possible. That's possible.
They for sure we're talking about Canada. Canada's Atlantis. I solved it.
You solved it. Canada. It's in the archipelago. We did it.
Boom.
So I'd like to moving on. Unless you have a little something. You got a little something.
What do I have to sprinkle into the mix? Oh boy, I don't. Wait, okay. I do, but I have to figure out what I did with it. Let me Let me draw something up here.
I like that. You are the artist. You are the artist for sure.
I'm gonna come up with the geographic anomalies. Did we talk? We talked about Marianas Trench. Did we talk about
We haven't talked about
geo?
Mariana Trench.
Did we talk about magnetic anomalies? Did we talk about ley lines or because when you mentioned Stonehenge, I was gonna say that I like all of these megalithic sites because they're all on ley lines, and that's all geomagnetic. And people don't realize that. Like you can draw a straight line through like monuments, like ancient monuments too.
So when you say like draw a straight line, do you mean what is a ley line?
It's like it's like geomagnetic like current. It's kind of like a net that goes over the earth. It kind of divides it into like sections. I know. It's amazing. They're also known as dragon lines. They're known as dragon lines by the
That's so much
Chinese.
cooler. So much cooler.
Well, ley lines kind of sounds like it's the law, the ley lines. Feel me?
Ley lines kind of feel like when you call like phone sex.
Oh,
Get some. Hey, I'm calling for some lay, please.
calling for is this the ley line? Looking for some straight alignments to be drawn between various historic structures, prominent landmarks.
Looking for ley lines. I'm kind of trying to get laid over here. Anywho,
All right.
check out. How about this geographical anomaly? I know that, like I said, some are going to be man-made, some are going to be natural, but this is a really cool one. There are 3 countries that are within other countries. So, for example, Lesotho, Vatican City, and San Marino are the only countries completely surrounded by another country. What does that mean? For example, Lesotho is a country inside of South Africa, right? And so it's South Africa is its own sovereign country. Somehow within it, it grew a tumor or a boil, and this boil grew to be another country within it. So same with Italy, right? Italy has the Vatican City, and Italy also has San Marino, which are 2 completely autonomous sovereign countries within Italy. So really, when you think about Italy, it's quite a country, but it also has a couple of growths. So.
Yeah, and Italy is just nice. It doesn't cut it. They're benign growths. They're goiters.
Well, I don't know about the Vatican, but
Oh well, that's pretty malignant.
Mm.
It's pretty ignorant, that's for sure.
Pretty ignorant, malignant, if you want to cut
Ignorant,
that out.
malignant.
Hey, you want me to piss in your ass?
I thought you'd never ask.
Shout out to Chocolate Candy. I had to do that. That's the only time that candy. That belongs to the other show. That will never be played again. So,
Folks.
yeah, man. So,
Yeah, man.
Okay, I can't possibly say the name of this place. I couldn't possibly. So the second longest. I'll give it a try if you want to see me make a fool of myself. The second longest geographical name. You see this?
No.
The second longest geographical name is the accepted in the world is. Here we go. Tamatawakankatang Ihangak. Owuwawata Mata Tura Pikukaka Piklamwang Gahura Kanku Oklekla Pakaway Nua Kitanathahahu. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's so wrong. I didn't make that up. That's not made up.
Whatever the fuck you just said. That's not a word. You made that up.
It's 85 letters. It's several words. 85 letters, which is a hill. Let's talk to our boy Bryce over in New Zealand, right? Which is a hill in New Zealand. It is a Maori phrase which translates to place where Tamatea, the man with the big knees who slid, climbed and swallowed mountains, known as Land Eater, played his flute and his loved one. That's all. They wanted to make that a town. I get that. I get the wanting to make that word a town. But, here we are. Here we are.
Bah.
Yeah. So,
So
yeah.
that's.
I'm never going to say it again. Nor
I
do I
don't
want
even know what just happened, but I liked it.
to.
I think I
I
don't.
said
I
it was
really. Do you write scripts for this? What are you doing? Did you took this from somebody? Somebody already wrote this. Well, I didn't write anything.
I don't have the retention to be able to keep all of these things in my mind. I just do a little homework, know where to look, and I can read good.
You
I
read
do
real
I do
good.
good readings.
And you know what? Like, okay, like I encountered like all the same information, like the enclaves, like Lesotho and San Marino and the Vatican City, and I just didn't. I'd never think to put it together the way you've put it together. So, kudos to you, Mr. AC. He's
Oh,
doing an excellent job of presenting the information here, being true to the information. He's not added or subtracted anything. I can tell you for sure because I've seen this information.
fact check me.
It's good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, it's coming
Um,
right from the lies I read on the internet.
right, right from Elon Musk's fingertips. Who's lying to us? Nobody's lying to us, especially
No
not visual
comment.
radio. At least not
No.
visual radio. We tell you the truth, um, because we respect you, because we're friends.
Do you know
Oh
what?
shit!
Do you know how to make Fahrenheit and centigrade discernments?
Hell no.
Me neither.
Google
But
can.
I will tell you that the coldest and warmest seas. This is an anomaly for big time. The White Sea in Russia has the lowest temperature. It's only -2 degrees centigrade. It's super cold. So, Rocksteady, if you can tell us what -2 degrees centigrade, I can look at it. But this guy lives in centigrades. So let's see.
Isn't that like mm, 20 like 20 degrees or something?
Let's see.
20 degrees Fahrenheit.
We're just dumb Americans and we don't know nothing.
Why does Mike shit up? Well, let me tell you, I don't know if negative numbers should exist. I think it's all been swindle. Yeah,
This is a completely different conversation. You don't believe that negative
exactly.
numbers exist?
How can there be anything less than zero? Think about it. How? Yeah.
My mind is breaking. You're right. I mean, it's shock value, right? When somebody says it's -50, you're like, what? Shouldn't so what you're saying is that -50 should really be like 20 degrees.
Yeah, you should adjust it so that like zero is like the lowest it can go.
Well, I mean, the lowest it can go is probably changing over time. So I'm not sure.
What is absolute zero?
That's probably why there's negatives, because there's no like, and I'm no mathematician. I don't know nothing about that.
I know mathematicians.
I don't know nothing about that. But it's probably because things like, I'm sure numbers are changing all the time, and there's like new record lows. So they gotta be like, now it's -3, and the higher the negative,
He's at power level 5,000.
he's gone Super Saiyan. He's gone Super Saiyan.
Yeah, I don't know. So what? It corresponds to negative 273 degrees Celsius. On Rocksteady, can you make sense of this? What is Celsius?
We need an adult from not America.
We need a non-American. Negative 459 degrees Fahrenheit. What? That's absolute zero? Then why didn't we just adjust it to zero? I see. I just don't understand. I don't understand.
Why aren't we on Celsius? Why are we the only ones? We had to break away. We had to break away from the Queen's tyranny and say, you know what? We're not going to do any of this. We're not going to do any of this. We're going to do something completely different. We're going to make our own fucking feet and shit.
I was going to say that we couldn't handle it.
We could have. It was just not institutionalized. People are like, you know what? Now that we've left fucking England and now we're here in the New World, fuck metrics and shit. We're just gonna do what we want to do, and just be like the thorn in people's, like, I don't know, it's 35 degrees Fahrenheit. People are like, fucking hey, what is this fucking, everywhere else uses, you know?
Well, they got their own special measurements. Fucking what is 35 stone? How do you weigh 35 stone? What is that? The fuck is that?
Oh, left me a voicemail. Let's check out what Rock said.
Negative 2 degrees is precisely 2 degrees minus 0.
What?
My mind's broken.
Negative 2 degrees is precisely 2 degrees minus 0.
I've learned nothing. I've learned nothing from that. In fact, I think
I'm stupider. I am stupider for it. Thank you.
he said it's exactly what you read it was, you idiots. It's super fucking cold. It's super, super cold. So that is in that part of Russia, that's the coldest sea you can possibly be in. It's perpetually that. So it's never more. I wouldn't be caught dead there. In fact, if you're there, you're probably dead.
Yeah, you're probably dead. Popsicle.
You were definitely taken by the Russian mafia. You were beaten up somewhere in Siberia. Maybe there was like a montage of you training.
Unless your dad is what's his name? Liam Neeson. You're gonna get
What do you mean?
manhandled.
Very particular set of skills.
Yeah.
We have another one from Rock.
Because that was so difficult for you guys, I will let you know that minus 2 degrees Celsius is precisely 28.4 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh,
Thank you, sir.
what did I say? I said 20.
That's
Damn, I
very
went to
close. Very close. But there it is. Could you imagine being in a sea that's perpetually 28 degrees? I mean,
No.
that's ridiculous.
I don't like the ocean. I don't want the no, thank you.
Negative, yes, thank you, sir. So negative 2 degrees Celsius is 28.4 degrees Fahrenheit. That is probably the coldest water you've ever been to. It's like slipping into the ice fishing when people slip into the ice and they're caught beneath the ice.
That's horrific. No, I
What
don't.
a terrifying way to die. You're looking up through the ice that
At the sun, you can see the sun shining through it.
Unreal. Unfucking real. So I don't want to think about that. What a watery. We were talking about. We were playing a bit of Would You Rather today instead of working at work, and we were Would You Rathering ourselves, and someone said, "Would you rather drown or die in a fire?" And I said, "Drown me any day, right?" And I said, "You know what? It'd be beautiful. Imagine your last day, right? Imagine your last day. You swim into the sea. You look up and you realize that you probably have never seen the shade of blue before. You know, this big blue marble is the shade of blue, but the shade of indigo is different than any other, right? And then you swim until you just can't anymore. You float until you meet some new sea creatures, and then you just float to the bottom of your watery grave to meet Davy Jones for all eternity. And that'll be my final day.
To meet up with some big titty mermaids and party it up. Mermaid hose. Oh yeah,
Mommy.
we ain't going out like that, son. Shit.
Oh, no, man. Yo, Rocksteady.
Just for the record, 0 degrees Celsius is freezing point. So we've got it on like right on par. You guys are still out. It's like 30 degrees or something is freezing for you.
Yeah,
so
30.
0 is freezing point. Anything under that is frozen.
32 degrees is freezing. Is freezing. Yeah. And 112 is boiling. So, yeah, anything 32 degrees and below, we're freezing, and that's for sure freezing. That's iceberg water there in Russia. Them iceberg waters. What were you cracking up at? The boom, 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 boom.
They're gonna eat us. The mermaids are gonna eat us. I just want you to know.
Again, I've said this before, and I'll say it again until the day I die. I'd rather have a fucking mermaid with a fish top and a girl bottom, so I can do my fucking business. I don't know what I would do with a fucking.
This is weird. That's just.
I can make out with a girl head, and like fall into her boobies, and that's it. Other than that, to have sex, she would have to lay her eggs, and then I have to jack off on a pile of eggs, and that's sex. So
that's
give
hot.
me the fish top, the big ass bass mouth, the scales, and everything.
Will she watch? Hold on, she's gonna watch though, right?
Watch me fertilize the eggs?
Yeah.
She has to. It's the only way I can come.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Then. All right.
Off the rails. Off the fucking rails. Rocksteady.
Bro, you got it all wrong. You want the fish head and the fucking pussy body. No, no, bro. How many times are you like fucking getting with the pussy? You look, trust me. You want to look at the most beautiful mermaid with the big titties all day long. Gives a fuck what it looks like down there. You're gonna smash it.
Fish cooter. What does fish cooter feel like? Hey, AC, you don't know. Maybe fish cooters, maybe it's an improvement on the cooter. You don't know. Maybe it's really great.
We literally, when cooters are stinky, we literally say that it smells like fish.
What do you think? Fish cooters probably smell like
human pussy.
Good. No. I was gonna say they must smell like the opposite, right?
I guess so, man. Just hang an air freshener in there. Do your business. I'm just worried about not being able to actually get the seed out so I can fertilize her eggs because whatever happens in whatever gestation period when those eggs hatch, I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah.
Some will come out with like my head and like a normal merman, and then some will come out with like a fish head and my bottom or its mom's bottom.
You're playing God. You're horrible.
The island of Dr. Moreau.
Except I picture you though, like wearing like the white stuff because you can't go in the sun. Oh, Mini Me when Mini Me was alive. Oh, wait, that wasn't Mini Me. That was an even smaller Mini Me. Yeah.
Well, maybe we can check out this transition. Maybe we can find more mermaids and merpeople at the bottom of the Marianas Trench. Are you familiar with the Marianas Trench, my friend?
I'm not.
No, that's bullshit. I know you know what that is.
No, I am.
Pardon me. I had to wet my whistle there. There it is. Chug it down. Now you know about the Marianas Trench. There you go. Water. This segment brought to you by water. Thank you. Earlier, Capriati's Sub Shop. So
it's all gone now.
Oh man, last night I had some pretty good beers. I had a get together at my house, and friends of mine brought. I'm a big Dr. Dabber fan. I don't know if it's a Las Vegas company that makes cannabis vaporizers.
Dr. Pecker.
Dr. Dabber, and they brought me these cans. Don't have them here with me, but these cans that are specifically like designed by Dr. Dabber. So it's like two of my favorite companies together. It's like a Dr. Dabber beer. It doesn't get you high, but it's designed by them. It's super cool.
You lost me.
Rosés.
When you said it didn't get you high, I mean, it's
not a cannabis beer. It's a vaporizer company designing a can of beer. I know it doesn't matter. It's really cool, and I'll show them to you one day.
Oh yeah, no beer. Craft beer is the best art on it. Mm-hmm. This guy's holding a beer like a brain, bro. Like, what is this guy doing? Look, homie, look. Holding a fucking brain.
That's how everybody feels when they watch us because they're like, "Let me take."
That's Aleister Crowley, bro. That's fucking Aleister Crowley, bro. I just drank a can of Crowley, bro.
Bro, pass the Crowley, bro. I want to get lit, bro. Get lit, man.
This shit's called full contact. Aleister Crowley just went full contact on my brain, bro. He just fucking went full frontal on my fucking brain, yo. Thank you, Mr. Crowley.
Absolutely, man. Look what you've done to him, Aleister Crowley. You've changed his life for sure. So let's talk about one of the biggest anomalies in the world, right? And something that's this time naturally made. Obviously, it's the Marianas Trench. I know you know about this topic because we just talked about it off air. That's located in the Western Pacific Ocean.
Yeah. Neither here nor there. Okay.
What? Where it is?
Well, yes, it is. That actually is here.
It is there. Literally there.
It literally is.
Literally. Yes. Here. It's not here. It's there.
And now, are we to believe that James Cameron has searched the Marianas Trench that he has explored with his many robotic submersibles?
Well, yeah. And as I remember correctly, and this I don't have in front of me, but in 2012, he did a dive into the Marianas Trench, and it's reported that he saw some crazy shit and may have even heard a knock, right, on it. Do you remember that there's a big off the Gulf of Mexico? Do you remember there was a giant squid that was found, but the giant squid had the longest tentacles in the world, and it looked like a fucking alien with two huge eyes?
I don't remember seeing the photos, but I recall hearing that there was a squid Found?
Excellent. All right. He did it, you guys. He remembered.
Just let me paint my pictures. Just let me paint my pictures. I'm so scared right now.
Of the trench can't hurt you. The trench can't hurt you. It's very far away, dude. My God, it's the deepest oceanic trench on Earth. However, it's not to hurt you. It can't hurt you unless you go down to it. You can't
cannot.
It's not going to come get you. That's not the Marianas Trench under your bed.
No.
Yeah, it's a crescent shape, and it measures 2,550 kilometers, or 1,580 miles in length, and 69 kilometers in width. Wrap your fucking mind around that for a moment while we take Rocksteady's comment.
Oh man, that was fucking hilarious. Oh shit. Oh well, man, you're funny, dude. Better go and get that octopusy. There's no meant away.
Yo, bro. To the dome. To the face.
So Marianas Trench is no fucking joke. That thing, when you go down to it, I mean, the sheer pressure is going to fuck you up, right? So we're talking about the maximum known depth is 10,984 meters, or 36,037 feet. Okay. It's a small like a slot-shaped valley. So trying to say that fast. And then once you enter this slow slot,
enter the slot shaped.
Did I just do porn?
Did Mona Lisa just come in the room?
Did I just do porn right now? Let me enter your slow slot-shaped valley.
Slide.
Slide into that valley. However, some unrepeated measurements. Even some places in the Marianas Trench is more than 11,000 feet, baby. Let me put it to you this way, okay? If Mount Everest were hypothetically placed in a trench at this point, Mount Everest still be underwater. Okay, all right. So if you put Mount Everest in there, the peak would still come. The peak, it's almost in there completely.
Is
so
it
the peak
wet in there?
It's in the ocean. It's super wet. In fact, it's also very warm.
Yeah.
Let's sexualize this.
Is it briny?
Yes, of course. It's actually more brine. It's actually brinier because these extremophiles is what they call them. And I don't have this in front of me either, but there's these animals called extremophiles that actually live in that type of volcanic temperature, and it's something that they actually thrive on, right? So these extremophiles, like there's like amoebas, and there's some kind of a sea cucumbers, tube worms, some crabs. I mean, these things don't.
Tube worms with crabs.
We're not talking about.
They weren't raised right.
Mm-hmm. We're not talking about just the ocean floor. Okay, we're talking about a crevasse, if you will, that goes so fucking deep that the pressure alone would kill you 16 times over. But the things that actually live there can't be seen, right? Like there's like that. So they have the anglerfish, like the fish with the long thing with the humongous underbite. I think we've talked about this before. There's things like vampire squid, where it's like literally a red octopus with very like no long tentacles. It's very like stubby. Like imagine like a Dumbo. They call it a Dumbo octopus. Kind of, it looks like Dumbo from Disney World. Kind of the same thing, but this thing has razor sharp claws, like on its tentacles and shit like that. It's blood red. It's terrifying. These things are absolutely terrifying, and they live in the most extreme places in the world. This is like living in outer space.
I'm afraid.
I would be afraid too. So would you rather, let's play this game, would you rather explore space where you know it's a vacuum and deadly, or would you rather go on a submersible and explore the depth?
Where I know it's a vacuum. Do I know it's a vacuum, AC? Possibly, I don't know. Maybe it's water, bro. Why can't I be a free thinker? Okay.
Do your research, bro.
Okay, so
No, yeah. So,
the
would
vacuum of space,
yeah, would you rather go in space?
Copernicus. What do we? Oh, so it's not water. Okay. The vacuum. No, I don't want to be there. No, no, I don't want to be on a remote island either, and I don't want to be in the Marianas Trench. I think that there's probably worse things in the trench than space. Even though I
Really?
like to think of aliens and stuff, and definitely gives me a sci-fi boner.
Yeah.
Um, the trench doesn't really give me. It's. I mean, I understand it's very wet. I understand it's very slot shaped. It's just not doing it for me. But maybe at a future date, I give it a try.
So, if I told you, look, there's a submersible that will take you. The pressure's not going to hurt you.
Mm.
You're going to be in a bubble, basically, so you can see everything all around you. You can record stuff. You can pick shit up from the floor. You can interact with animals. You wouldn't want to do that.
What if I died down there?
What if you died in space? You have to choose one. There's no scenario where you just stay home.
Oh fuck. Okay. Oh no, no, no. Underwater. No, no. Space.
Oh no!
It's fucked up, dude. This is fucked up shit, bro. No. See, I'm a land lover. That's my problem. I've always been a land lover.
You're a landlubber.
Mm. Yeah.
Goddamn landlubber.
Love
Yeah, I hear
land
you. I hear you. Okay, so sounds like you love land so much you're going in the trench.
lover. Think so. No, there it is, stinking. Whose trench? Mariana's trench.
Get down and hit me in my Mariana's Trench.
You're gonna get a squiddy down you.
If any girl ever says that to any guy, you win. You win. You marry that chick. Marry that chick. She knows what that
A
is.
trencher. Why is it a trench though? Do I need a trench coat?
Looking like a trencher. At the bottom of the trench, the water column above exerts pressure of 1,086 bars, which means 15,750 psi. To put that in perspective, your tires in your car are about 35 to 42 psi, right?
Oh shit.
So we're talking about 15,000 and a half psi. We're looking at more than 1,071 times the standard atmospheric pressure at sea level. At this pressure, the density of water is increased by about 5%. So it's even more dense. It's holding you down almost.
You're
so
not
now this
moving
place
through
is
it.
like a sucking. Right, exactly. It's like wearing weights, right? And in 2009, the trench was established as a U.S. national monument. It's called monothalamia. Monothalamia
How?
have been found in the trench by Scripps
Why?
Institution of Oceanography, and it's finally recognized after all this time of just being. Finally, I think now the Mariana feels so validated that they finally gave it to the national.
They
Scripps
recognized her
Institution
trench.
of Oceanography decided to give you now you can be the Marianas Trench you've always wanted to be.
Gussy it up now. Spruce up your trench.
Put an air freshener in your trench. Come on, guys.
Put a Glades plug in it. Plug it in. Plug it in.
Plug it in. Plug it in. This next segment brought to you by Glade Plugins, Capriati Sub Shop, and Water.
Put a Thomas Kincaid candle in your snatch.
fresh linen for your Marianas Trench.
That's awful. This is awful programming.
Infomercial. Are you tired of your Marianas
This is
Trench?
the culture. This is the culture we brought you. If you like it, please feel free to complain to somebody else. No,
There's a suggestion box.
This is it, folks. This is reality, right? You want your data on real people? This is it. This is what real people say.
That's right.
It's not beautiful. It's not polished. Okay. We talk about hanging up little pine tree air fresheners in vaginas. Okay. What are you? So you're above it? You're so high and mighty? You never hung up a air freshener near a vagina that smelled? Come on. Okay. Back to you, AC.
Thank you. So as far as life goes, we're going to a little bit more about life in the Marianas Trench, right? So the expedition concluded. An expedition conducted in 1960, back in the day, claimed to have observed with great surprise because of the high pressure. People didn't realize that there was actually things living down there. We didn't know that there were extremophiles. Now we know that. There's flatfish. There's that live about they're like half an inch long and they just live everywhere. They can take this kind of pressure. They can also take the volcanic um, pressure, right? I'm sorry, the volcanic temperatures, because the volcanic temperatures are also constantly being pumped in. So it's super, super hot down there.
Dude, this is
It's also
hot.
super fucking hot and super fucking pressurized.
Pumping it in there.
Pumping it in that wet trench. So there's
Shit.
flatfish, there's shrimp, right? And according to some scientists, there's it's like a clear waste of firm diatomaceous
Ooh.
ooze.
Ooze.
There's ooze. There is. This place is fuck. I want to do things. So
This place is sultry and
hyper sexualized.
it actually is.
My God. So in December 2014, a new species of snailfish was discovered as well, and breaking the previous record of the deepest living fish seen on video is going to be that one, and that was clocked at 26,722 feet below sea level. Again, we just talked about the highest peak in North America, right? How tall is that? 20,500 feet.
What?
Yeah, this dwarfs it. So it's longer, it's deeper than Denali is tall.
Deeper than Denali is tall. Slide it in the wet slot.
Put some fucking air freshener in your trench.
Ooh.
Sorry.
Put some black ice in your trench. Black ice. Okay, now you misheard me.
A little bit more about life here. So in 2016, in 2017, a unidentified type of snailfish was filmed at 8,178 meters, which is 26,008 feet, previously beating the one for 26,000. So, and then there's something called an arthropods. Amphipods, right? And so amphipods are almost like a crustacean with no carapace, so it has no like outer, shell like a crustacean would have, but it's tiny. It's 1 to 340 millimeters, but they're mostly just scavengers, kind of like krill, right? And
Bottom feeders.
But this is the bottomiest bottom feeder there is.
Bottomiest,
yo.
Did you just say bottomiest?
This shit gets fucking sexy. Talking about this trench.
Talking about the bottomiest.
The wet trench, baby.
Apple bottom jeans.
Boots with the fur.
Yes, sir.
Sadly, some people just to inject some sadness. If you're not sad tonight, they're thinking about putting like pollution in there, like toxic waste or
fill it up. Fill up the trench with your pollution.
Exactly.
Pump your trash into this beautiful
cave. Yeah, it's like a perfect
crevasse. It's
wet
perfect.
Crevice.
It's wet. It's tighter than anything you've ever experienced.
Wow.
It's
18 meters wide, but I'll take it.
Crunch your dick into this little flattened to like a piece of paper.
My God. Okay, so what I'm looking up now is
flatten your worm. Fucking flatworm.
Do you have anything to add about the Marianas Trench? Because next we're gonna go into the Mexican.
Yeah. Just it just stinks at first. You get used to it.
I know. Yeah. Well, it depends if you do like new car, like strawberry.
I'm telling you, black ice. Put black ice inside you.
What does that smell like when you get a fair freshener? It says black ice. What do you compare that smell to?
Well, it's like ice that you can't see. It's black ice.
It describes it perfectly. You're right. So completely to put a pin on it. Gosh, I hope we get to on the real tip. I hope that we get to explore that a lot more. And I think that there's going to be, once we play with pressure a little bit more, and we're able to go boldly where no other subnautical has gone before. I think we're going to see a lot of things that we didn't know are there. I think we know less about our oceans than we do about space. So I'm really looking forward to looking into our oceans more.
That's been said, but does James Cameron have to be attached? Can we?
No.
Okay.
He just happens to be, how like Howard Hughes was like, an aeronautics guy, but he was super eccentric and same kind of thing. I think he's just the only one that's crazy enough and rich enough to do it, that cares enough about this shit. So we need some other big investor that cares about subnauticals and submersibles.
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 But to answer your question, yes, I would love to go desecrate the Titanic in my submersible. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'd raise it with ping pongs. I'd fill the hull with ping pong balls and raise it to the surface. Thank you.
Just fill up a balloon down there and just bring it up. Could you imagine? So
never happened. Good as new.
I do hope we get a better glimpse of what happens in our ocean's floors. I think that's incredible. The shit that you can find down there, and not only that, but there's a species of. I think we sell this world short with how many species of actual animals that can inhabit different places. There's an animal for everywhere, So looking forward to learning more about our oceans, and actually doing a show about the oceans. I'm down with that too. Imagine painting the ocean. What an endeavor!
Oh, I want to do oceanscapes. That'd be awesome.
Oceanscapes, ruby red grapefruit. Next, my friend, and it's been real, everyone, but very soon I'm going to be going off camera to allow our dear artist and co-host to paint Worm. So one thing I want to talk to you about before I go into off-camera world is the Cave of Crystals in Mexico. And this place is simply amazing. And it's one of the places that I wish I could illustrate for you better. However, it's called La Cueva de los Cristales, which means literally, what does that mean, Worm? Thank you. The Cave of Crystals, exactly. La Cueva de los Cristales. Yeah. So the cave is connected to the Nica mine, which is 300 meters or 980 feet in the Nica, Chihuahua, Mexico, in Nica. It takes the form of a chamber within a limestone host of rock within a mine, right? So it's about 109 meters, 358 feet long, with a volume of about 5,000 to 6,000 cubic meters. But the chamber contains giant selenite crystals or gypsum, right? I think you guys might know it better by gypsum. That's more of a popular term for them. And some of the largest natural crystals ever found. The largest is 11.4 meters or 37.4 feet in volume, 180 cubic feet. Yeah, estimated mass about 12 tons. Could you imagine a crystal that was 12 tons? Imagine charging that crystal in the moonlight. Wow. But I mean, a true natural anomaly here. When it's accessible, the cave was extremely hot, obviously, and the temperatures go up to 136 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's probably some of the. Well, and rock. So sorry, it's 58 degrees Celsius or 136 degrees Fahrenheit to enter that cave. So not only to see these natural wonders, you also have to take big time care you don't die. If I'm not mistaken, the highest temperature ever recorded on land is in Death Valley, not too far from my house, 134 degrees.
Yeah, so, also the lowest point. Very interesting. Does that have to do with anything?
The
lowest point, also the hottest place.
That's right. And I couldn't imagine being in 134 degrees. I mean, you're literally baking cookies at that point. You're inside of them.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to stay out of the heat at that temperature, for sure.
What's the hottest you've ever been in?
Probably like 112, something like that. Yeah, not too bad.
I got in my car a couple weeks ago in the beginning of August, and it was 126 degrees inside my car.
Oh, fuck.
And it's absolute hell, because you think like there's no respite unless I go into a casino. Right, I live in Las Vegas, so unless I go inside of a casino, a $2 billion property with amazing air conditioning, I'm not going to feel comfortable. I'm just not going to feel comfortable, So it's always you always feel like a lizard out here. You're going from one place to another, darting around, like
right, looking for respite.
Right, water.
I understand.
Yeah. So a little bit more about the Cave of Crystals here. So, if you can only see them, some are so long. Like, imagine if you guys seen Superman, it's a lot like the Fortunes of Solitude crystals that he would put in to talk to Marlon Brando, his dad. And so, a little bit about how the crystals are formed, which is super interesting to me. So, the cave was discovered April 2000. So, imagine there no one had ever seen this, and imagine your face if you were some kind of a miner or even a geologist, right? And you come across this unbelievable spectacle with a crystal in front of you that's 12 tons. No one's ever seen this before, and we've lived this entire life, this entire millennia, as long as people have been around, and that fucking cave has been forming crystals for as long as it's been around. And so, again, it's discovered in April 2000 by miners excavating a new tunnel for the Industrias Peñoles mining company located in Nica, Mexico. While drilling through the Nica fault, which they were concerned would flood the mine, the mining complex in Nica. Um, the mining complex in Nica contains substantial deposits of silver and lead, so that's what they were mining for. Um, so they actually found this horseshoe cave. It's a cavity. It's basically in limestone, and its floor is covered with perfectly faceted crystalline. So you're digging for the minerals that the company has hired you to excavate, and suddenly you come across this natural wonder, which is crystals crisscrossing as far as the eye could see. And two other small similar caves were discovered in 2000 called the Queen's Eye Cave and the Candles Cave. And another chamber was found during drilling project in 2009. So this new cave is called the Ice Palace, and it's 150 meters deep, but it's not flooded. The crystal formations are much smaller, but more like a cauliflower formation than the thread-like ones that you find in the bigger ones. So, I mean, super, super interesting the way that this was formed. I mean, some of these are crystal clear crystals, so you can see right through them. A lot of people from University of Bologna in Italy would come, and they would absolutely check this out. There's something called the crystallographer, which is someone who
Yeah,
uh, has a super fucking cool job. Have you heard of that before?
yeah, I looked into that.
Mhm.
Yes, sir.
You mean being a crystallographer?
No, just what one is and
Oh,
what their importance is, what they have to do with anything, like what one is.
hmm,
Oh man, that screeching is bad. I gotta mute. My bad.
it's okay.
Yeah, it's bad.
Cool. All right. So, mute. I was hoping you wouldn't leave forever by muting, but we appreciate it. ASMR. Ugh. That's right, buddy. So, as we move along, ooh, I love it, Worm. We're doing pretty good with time here because it's we're about an hour and 20 in, which I love. No pressure on the piece. We got you. A couple things to talk about here. So, gosh, we talked about a few cool things. I will tell you that the Crystal Cave is one of my favorite things. It really was. Um, to me, that the anomaly of finding something, I would imagine putting myself in the shoes of the discoverer, and it would be. I mean, aside from making you famous, you're like, yeah, into the world, and suddenly it's like hitting a pocket of like pure joy, like you just hit sugar, you know. So there are a couple other things that we definitely want to talk about. First of all, let's highlight what's going on over there with our buddy Worm. Worm brings us a new piece of art every time we do this show. And
There.
this one's gonna be fantastic because it's more of a landscape for him. And let's try to inspire him. If you guys, anybody wants to come up and talk to me about maybe something that you've seen in your travels, maybe you've been to a cool place that you can't explain, or maybe there was a place that made you feel really great upon being there. Maybe there was some kind of an energy that you loved and it was anomalous that way. Feel free to give me a shout and come up while Worm paints.
Some photos of it? Please do.
Excellent. Well, let's see. So we have, all right. So Gravity Hills, a place where gravity isn't gravity, if you can imagine that. So, located in India, we come across an infamous Gravity Hill, a place where if you decide to take your car for a ride and decide to park it for an awkward reason on the hill and decide to put it in the gear into neutral, the car will start moving upwards, almost as if some mysterious force you can't see is pulling it upwards. So there is that. That's pretty fucking. That's pretty cool. Let's look at Gravity Hills. But what a great thing to call something, right? Gravity Hills, and I can't imagine parking something and it going upwards through the hill. It's actually an optical illusion. So, a gravity hill, also known as a magnetic hill, mystery hill, or a mystery spot, gravity road or anti-gravity hill is a place where the layout of the surrounding land produces an optical illusion, making it a slight downslope look like an uphill slope. So, if you ever see this and you ever see a car going uphill, it's just your imagination. It's not really happening. No, it's an optical illusion. So, there's a place that actually has that, and it's probably the best example of it, which is Gravity Hills. I love that. I love that. But those are definite anomalies.
Yeah, that ringing sound really sucks, dude. That's why I want to mute. I don't want to leave you hanging.
It's okay. It's okay. Whenever you want to chime in, just let me know. If it bothers you,
Does it go away when I
uh,
unmute? No, it comes right
your
back.
screen is your screen is sideways. By the way,
Damn.
God dang.
Oh god, and still right.
There you go. Oh, there you go.
All right, I got to figure out a way to make that work. I am
Might be.
working
Not sure
on
if you're
it.
upside down. Get in the picture now. You're upside down.
You got
Turn
a
it
Dutch
way.
shot. That's what you get. You get a Dutch shot. No, it's upside down.
Jesus Christ. We have to watch you paint perpendicular. Sorry about that.
You love the perpendicular. Is that
Perpendicular.
really? You can kind of see it. Ah, I'm actually very pleased with that color there. Look at me. Ha ha ha. I am pleased.
Beautiful. Worm, are you familiar? And you can feel free to mute that for a moment after I ask this question. Have you heard about the Bermuda Triangle? You know what this is?
Yeah, I know what the Bermuda Triangle is.
Triangula.
It's where stuff goes in and doesn't come out.
Very good. Exactly right. Yeah. So stuff goes in, doesn't come out. That's what she said. And it's a source of fascination. I mean, for sailors, for people who are pilots. And I know I'm switching gears here a little bit. There's a lot to cover, but people who are just crackpots, people who are conspiracy theorists, people who are actual pilots that are like, you know what? Screw you. I've seen this. I've lost people. There has been actual things lost in that damn triangle. So, like I said, it's a source of fascination, and it's roughly a 500,000 square mile expanse of the Atlantic Ocean. It goes from Puerto Rico, Miami, my hometown, and then it goes from Puerto Rico, Bermuda, and Miami, and that's the triangle. Within that triangle, there has been a whole lot of loss, a whole lot of unexplained things that are happening, and that to me is an anomaly because if you pass through this, obviously I believe in my heart of hearts it's a weather phenomenon, but of course people are going to make things what they will out of them, right? So reports of bizarre activity in the region date back to the days of Christopher Columbus, who reported unusual compass activity while traveling through it and en route to the New World. But the triangle would later earn a reputation as a dead zone for planes and ships after a string of unexplained disappearances in the 20th century. So the more that we got technological, the more that we were traversing these seas, either by the sea or by the air, we notice these anomalies more and more because it seems like an electrical issue. It seems like an EMP that goes off where certain things won't be able to, navigation won't be correctly done, right? And I believe that there's some kind of a magnetic issue there where instrumentation goes haywire and thus makes things disappear or, you know, just people lose control of their planes and boats. So I'll tell you this: in 1945, 5 U.S. Navy aircraft known as Flight 19 got lost and vanished over the triangle, and during a training mission. While the pilots most likely ran out of fuel and crashed into the sea, no trace of the planes were ever found. The 14 crew members were never found, and that's just one of the things, right? That's one of the examples, and you can count hundreds of these. After a while, people get suspicious. They're like, you know what? I might not go to the triangle. Maybe I won't do that this time, right? Another famous mystery dates to 1963 when a tanker ship, the SS Marine Sulphur Queen, sank near the Key West border there, right out of Key West. Life preservers and other items were later discovered in drifting water, but the exact cause of the disaster remains unknown, and the wreck has never been recovered. So I think people get disheartened when they can't recover the wreck. And then, just like a good conspiracy theory needs legs, the lack of information bores more conspiracy theories and more outside thinking, if you will, right? And this is definitely one of the hotter spots in the world where people can't explain what's going on. Writers like Charles Berlitz helped popularize the Bermuda Triangle mystery in the 60s and 70s. So there's a big push there, right? It's sexy, a lot like I don't know, the whole like everything's Satan in the 80s, like the whole like satanic panic kind of thing, kind of like 70s and 80s brought us awesome like kung fu movies and things like that. Same thing. This lore was perpetuated between the 60s, 70s, and 80s. It has a treacherous reputation. It's just chalked up to everything from intergalactic portals, time vortexes, paranormal phenomena, and even the lost city of Atlantis, which we spoke about a little bit earlier, could be in these places. And it could be, if you make the correlation between Atlantis and the Bermuda Triangle, it could be that there was a city at one point, and maybe the turbulence of the Bermuda Triangle and being within it is something that ended the city, for good. So that's a lot of correlations you can make there, and a lot of weird things going on in the Atlantic Ocean as well. I've swam in those waters. Trust me, it's nothing. It's nothing to take lightly. There's all types of stuff in there. As man-made as Miami Beach is, you go 40 feet in, and it's a big drop off, and it's a big port for boats, things like that. But beyond that, there's very, very deep waters, and we're talking about all types of stuff between here and Cuba. Well, here meaning if I was in Miami. So, I mean, we're talking about, companies just didn't know what to do, and the more they would send goods and ships and services and things like that. I mean, we're talking about from, people who own boats and shipping companies all the way to the Coast Guard. I mean, Lloyd's of London, for example, they actually like named it as somewhere where there's a lot of maritime disasters going on, and they would rather not take that route. Other skeptics note that the triangle sits in an area famous for rogue waves and storms, just like we mentioned earlier, and they blame any disappearances on extreme ocean depths and just like I mentioned here, and the effects of the Gulf Stream, which is something that not too many other places have. The Gulf Stream is a very, very powerful jet stream that can take you, and the current the riptide will absolutely shred you.
That is also something that I looked into, and I just wanted to tell you that you're doing great. I know I sound like shit.
You're all good, buddy. Paint for your audience. So that's going to kind of take me off camera. I appreciate the camera time much longer than the last visual radios where I kind of say hi and bye. So I appreciate the time. It's nice to see you all. Even if you're little tiny bubbles, I love each and every one of you. I'm not going anywhere, but I am going to go off camera and give Worm the entire stage. So A, the bandwidth, and B, just give him the spotlight. So everybody give it up for Worm. I'll see you guys.
Okay, AC, before you go, real quick, what kind of time are we looking at here? If you tell me I got 20 minutes, I got 20 minutes. If we're at 30, I got whatever.
We're at an hour and a half. We got another. I can do another 30 minutes if we need it.
20 to 30. You got it, dude.
20 to 30. Let's talk. Let's wrap. Hopefully somebody will come up here and help me out if they want to come up and talk to us. If not, there's plenty to get into.
Awesome. Yeah, appreciate it. And thank you, AC.
Of course, man. This is a joy. This is something I look forward to every week. So
thank you,
I'll see you guys. See you guys in a bit visually. My voice will remain. See you in a bit.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. So let's take a look. You're perpendicular still. If you want to move the camera just a little bit to the so you can give them a look at that. That's nice. So basically, if you see the album art that we have on the show, kind of kind of looks like that. But the primer I love. I love those. I love the colors on the right there. Earth tones, reds, yellows. Gorgeous, gorgeous. So so that was a bit about the Bermuda Triangle. Something that I wasn't totally going to cover, but it kind of came up as relevant in this. But yeah, so let's talk a little bit about. Um, I guess we can go into something's called dolmens. So dolmens are anomalies that obviously are man-made. I mean, I guess as much as right, the pyramids are man-made, and I would imagine that these dolmens are as well. Um, what is a dolmen, right? So just like there's pyramids scattered on nearly all continents on the Earth, dolmens are also spread across different continents, and we find these mysterious stone structures, almost like Stonehenge, right? Stonehenge is a dolmen. Um, they're found in Korea, China, Scandinavia, Russia, Spain, Portugal, really anywhere with an ancient and rich history. Why do so many exist, and what they actually do? And this has actually bothered experts for forever. Why do these things exist, and why do they traverse continents? Why are they everywhere? Um, Archaeologists have believed that they were just built as tombs for people that for the royal class, or many authors disagree. They think that they could be sundials, or ways to know what time of year it is, and to signal maybe what tribe you are, or what kind of peoples live here. We've always made monuments, and I'm just wondering, when I look at these different dolmens, and please feel free to check these out on Google. Um, it's just a strange thing that happens, and they can also bring, for example, like electric devices. If you come near them, they behave erratically. So almost if something's like interfering with the actual signal. So what is that all about? Why are signals being disrupted from cell phones and cameras and laptops when you come near these things? So that makes me really believe that there's got to be something a little bit more behind the general idea for them. Number one, they're spread all over every continent. Number two, they look awesome. But number three, they actually have like a specific effect. Now, are these things? Thank you. Are these things going true north? Are these things going? I mean, what are they for? Are they to signal other people like, hey, this is we're Irish. This is the Irish dolmen. This is the Portuguese dolmen. Dolmen. It's hard to tell, but if you are more interested in looking at what these dolmens look like, they kind of look like a bunch of Stonehenges all over. It's just Stonehenge always gets that prize, like like kind of like the Georgia Guidestones, right? They just came down, but that was obviously man-made back in the '80s. But these things are ancient, right? So I would definitely check that out, because just like these things, I mean, we're going to come across so many new things. For example, and this is nothing I'm reading, this is just off the top of my head here. There is, in the Amazon, they're using LiDAR, which is a very powerful kind of a radar that can look above from a plane, for example, and it can look beyond the Amazon brush and the trees down into the surface and even below that. So it can show the overgrowth. Obviously, the ancient people that lived in those, I mean, to come clean, there was about 20 million people that lived back in the day in South America, for example, in the Amazon, that had pretty advanced stuff going on. So now we can actually see what's going on in those formations, what those cities look like, what those towns and town squares and shops and these massive cities look like, through the magic of radar and lidar, and they're actually come to light now. So that's one of the most amazing parts of having this new technology. We're uncovering the past as we speak. It's interesting because people have different faiths, different beliefs about these things. So it's not necessarily an anomaly, but I think it makes a good correlation. The more we technology we have, the more we're going to discover. And I don't believe it's all going to be gravy. I think somebody someday is going to discover something that really goes against the grain, and I think we're going to be at a crossroads as a people. So that's all exciting. Let's see, Worm. Let's see, Worm. Where are we at? Oh man, he's frantically painting. That is badass. Look at that. Look at the shine on the one on the one on the right. He's killing it. I can't wait to wear this T-shirt. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing. Hell yeah! So, that's some of the things that we had planned. I mean, if you guys want to come up, if anybody wants to leave a message here on Telegram and let us know what you're thinking. Maybe you've been somewhere awesome. Maybe you've been somewhere. Maybe I'm missing something that you think I should definitely hit upon. But for sure. So now, friends and neighbors, let's learn a little bit about. And we'll try to squeeze in as much as we can and make you think before bed. Let's see. So the Göbekli Tepe, it's the planet's oldest temple, right? And let's learn a little bit about the Göbekli Tepe. So that's spelled Gobelki, Tepe, Tepe. Oldest temple on the surface of our planet is located in modern day Turkey, and it's referred to as the Göbekli Tepe. It's a fascinating ancient structure that's considered to be 6,500 years older than Stonehenge and around 7,000 years older than the oldest of the pyramids. So we're talking about ancient. We're talking about 12,000 years ago. Okay. A mysterious civilization must have done this. It's hard to say, in modern day, ancient Turkey, it was a completely different look there. The world was not as large as it is today. That was probably the center of the entire world. It's an ancient temple that referred to as the Stonehenge of the desert, and experts are still trying to understand what the true meaning was. Like, why did they make this? Why was this something that was this a prayer temple? Was this kind of like a dolmen where it was a monolith to others? Maybe it was a signal. So it's located some 6 miles from Urfa in the ancient city of modern day Turkey. Göbekli Tepe is one of the greatest, most important ancient sites ever discovered on the planet. So to date, experts still have no idea who built this massive, fascinating site about 12,000 years ago. It's considered to be the world's first temple, and most of its ancient sites still remain buried. So aside from it being above ground, a lot of it is underground. So I would imagine for the heat, would go underground to be able to Turkey is extremely hot, especially in some times of the year, and praying was often. So I would imagine twice a day for sure. So they would have to go underground to be able to escape heat, much like I do here in Las Vegas, except they were praying, and I'm playing roulette. So when it was first examined, it was consequently dismissed by the University of Chicago and Istanbul universities. Anthropologists in the 60s kind of dismissed it. It wasn't something that they put all their efforts in, but experts assumed that it was a mound and nothing more, and it was abandoned, kind of like a medieval cemetery, right, where maybe there was a mass grave, um, things of that nature. So they really kind of dismissed it as being what they realized it is. Göbekli Tepe is believed to have been erected roughly 12,000 years ago, like I said, around 10,000 BC. And researchers have no obvious explanation for the highly advanced culture existing in the upper Mesopotamia at the end of the last ice age, when the world was still populated by communities of hunter-gatherers, which were worried about day-to-day survival. So these folks, when this was being built, and that gives you a glimpse into how old this is, people were still hunting, gathering, and, there were different types of animals on the earth at that point. Humans were fledglings at that point. So the first excavations on the site were performed by Professor Klaus Schmidt, right, with the help of the German Archaeology Institute in 1995. So far, excavations and geomagnetic results revealed that there were at least 20 stone circles or temples on the site, right, and they're T-shaped, and they range in height from 3 to 6 meters. Each of the T-shaped pillars has a weight of around 60 tons. So again, we're talking about the pyramids again and how they move those 700-ton beams that they actually installed at the top of it. We'll do a pyramids one because it's worth getting into. But again, we're talking about, how did these people move this? Did they use inertia? Did they use gravity? Did they use just an exorbitant amount of people to be able to get this done? Either way you cut it, There's no way to get something that is several hundred tons up anything higher than a 10-degree slope. That's just physics. I'm not reading this. I'm just telling you that. So again, it brings to light the fact that there was some kind of a mechanism, some kind of a plan, some kind of something that they put in place to be able to move these gigantic pieces. And this is what really strikes us today. We couldn't be able to do these things today. It would be super hard to move these pillars, to move these massive 500 individual multi-ton pillars in a world of chaos and self-preservation. How these were organized by whom is an actual mystery. It's absolutely short of a miracle. So it remains a profound mystery as to how ancient man managed to accomplish these monumental feats, like I just said, and transport a place into a position of massive stones. So on top of everything, these stones are not really found. Like this type of limestone is not really found in this area. So it has to be excavated, it has to be made and fashioned into the shape you need it into within millimeters and then dragged somewhere else where you need the thing to be. So it's the excavating, the sculpturing, and then moving and placement of all of these things. We're talking about Stonehenge, we're talking about Göbekli, the place we're talking about now, and of course, places like Stonehenge and even those dolmens we were talking about all tie in. How did you move those things? You didn't have, allegedly, you didn't have any machines to help you. All you had was manpower, maybe some horses, but that's it. That's all you got. It's believed that the T-shaped pillars are stylized human beings, actually, due to the fact that most of them portray human extremities. However, experts also found that carvings of abstract symbols and a combination of scenes on the massive pillars at Göbekli Tepe really make it unique from anything else, right? So these abstract symbols, once we figure out what these are, maybe it's a glimpse into the past. Maybe they're letting us know exactly what they wanted to convey. Because obviously, these things they thought about this. I believe that people with ancient Egyptians, these folks, people making dolmens, this is not just for their generation. This is forever, and I'm sure that they noticed that these things, being so grandiose and so permanent, we were going to find them much later. Even though they couldn't fathom what we're doing today, they knew that a people would be able to maybe make sense of something that they were talking about back in the day. And lastly, according to experts, foxes, snakes, wild boars, cranes, wild ducks are the most commonly depicted animals at Göbekli Tepe. So maybe a glimpse into their diet, a glimpse into what they hunted, and what their day-to-day looked like. But they felt the need to share that with us. Aside from buildings that we're making today, like, I don't know, what's the largest one? That damn it, worm. Off the top of my head, the Burj Khalifa. I don't know if the Burj Khalifa, it being so tall, is going to be here forever. I don't know if it's going to be here 10,000 years from now. I don't think so. So, what are we really leaving behind? Are we going to be a forgotten people because we haven't made things, these monuments, these things? Maybe so. No one's going to ever know what we ate. Like these folks have their their animals and what they ate and their fowl and everything they hunted. I'm wondering if we should make a monument or a dolmen and then carve pieces of our pastrami sandwich and shit, so people know that what we ate. Oh man, I had a pastrami on rye. I'm gonna carve it into this rock so people 10,000 years from now can see my pastrami on rye. I don't think we have that wherewithal. I don't think we want that. So yeah, that's a brief history into Göbekli Tepe, which is the oldest temple that you can find, mostly underground in Turkey, and it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. If any of these things really interest you, thank you. If anything interests you here, go check it out. When we diversify, when we go somewhere else, maybe to Twitch or wherever else, YouTube, we'll be able to kind of share what these things look like. But for now, imagine them through our voice, through Worm's paintings and look these things up on your own if you're really into it. Yeah, thanks. How we doing there, Worm? Looking good.
We're doing great, boss. Let me tell you, I'm almost done. Let me just put the fucking finishing touches on it.
Oh, you're looking great, buddy. I love it. I love
All
it.
right. Hey, how much? How we looking at time here? What's the time we looking at here?
15 minutes. 15 minutes to wrap up.
50 minutes to wrap up. Oh, we got a
15
lot
minutes
of
to
time.
wrap up. Bob Ross me up, baby. Yeah, that's right. Bob Ross me up. Yeah. While you do that, we'll talk about our last piece of anomaly here. There's so many more. However, we have to wrap it up at one point, and while we watch Worm put the last finishing touches on this, which looks unbelievable, we are going to talk about the zone of silence. So the zone of silence, this place, radios don't work, clocks are lost in time, and compasses spin out of control. So a lot like the Bermuda Triangle, this place seems to be magnetically charged, and normal things don't work there, such as radios and things like that. So let's get into it. Situated on the 27th parallel north of the Bermuda Triangle, you know the place that allegedly swallows boats, cargo ships, and even airplanes. The pyramids of Giza, which according to many were built as massive energy machines by an unknown civilization, and the Himalayas. The Himalayas are really cool, but in addition to those three places, there's another place which baffles experts. Referred to as the Zone of Silence or La Zona de Silencio, this area of land located in Mexico is one of the most anomalous places on Earth. Once again, we go back to Mexico along with the Crystal Caves. According to reports, nothing seems to properly function here. Scientists have failed to understand how clocks stop, radios go haywire, and the compasses just spin out of control. Some 2,000 meters above sea level, the zone of silence strangely coincides with the enigmatic Bermuda Triangle and the pyramids of Giza in Egypt. We're talking about those ley lines again, Worm. So those ley lines, that's right. So if we're all up in the same ley line as far as the pyramids of Giza, the Bermuda Triangle, and now we're talking about La Zona de Silencio in Mexico, the zone of silence, now the picture comes a little bit clearer, right? We're kind of seeing that the ley lines might have more to do with this than we think. So this place is just it's incredible. It's a long stretch of land, and again, people have tried to get all types of electronics to work, but for some reason, nothing comes in, nothing comes out. Again, it sounds like an electromagnetic situation where just this line in the world, this net, as Worm called it earlier, this like neural net that goes over, right? As long as these things are in lines that coincide in the same stretch, they seem to have the same issue, right? Electromagnetic pulses, the fact that radios and watches, compasses, anything like that is going to spin out of control. The more you put it together, the more you realize that this is real, and depending on where those things lay, that's why things go haywire. The Bermuda Triangle is no different. Why are two things that are pretty much on the same ley line having the same effect? Now, these are very, very far away. Obviously, Mexico has a part of the Gulf. Obviously, it's on the Gulf side, but it's a huge area. It's a huge area. And why that part of the world? What happens in that specific part where everything goes haywire? So another really cool thing to go into if you're into what that looks like, latitudes and longitudes. Check that out. It's called La Zona de Silencio, or the Zone of Silence in Mexico. Mexico's highly charged, man. Let me tell you, there's some shit going on in Mexico. We got the Cave of Crystals, and we have the Zone of Silence. So don't go there. I don't. I'm thinking. Skip that. I don't know. I need to check my Instagram. I have a lot to post for Visual Radio and Shotgun Candy. So I need. I couldn't go there. I could not go there. But yeah. If anybody wants to come up, last chance to come up and say hi if you want to share anything, or if you want to leave a message on Telegram. Let us know if you've been anywhere that that tickles your fancy, or some place that actually spooked you out, man. We got about 10 minutes left in the show. Worm's just finishing up here, and it's looking hot. Look at that fire coming out the back of that. Oof. Where do you find live art on a Thursday? Right here on Visual Radio. All right. Okay. Couple more. You know what? I got a couple more. So check this out. So let's switch it up a little bit and talk about the so I have one of the deepest hole ever drilled by man. So the deepest hole ever drilled by man is the Kola super deep borehole in Russia. It reached a depth of 12,261 meters, or about 40,226 feet, 7.62 miles down into the earth. At that point, you're digging a hole to China, right? It was it was drilled for scientific research and gave up some unexpected discoveries, one of which was a huge deposit of hydrogen, so massive that the mud coming from the hole was boiling with it. So the deeper you go, people, and I think just like the Marianas Trench, the better stuff you're going to find, or the scarier stuff. At one point, you're going to touch some, you're going to touch them. The center of the earth is going to get really, really hot. So there you go. If you didn't know that tonight, the deepest hole ever drilled by man, 12,261 meters, or 40,226 feet, or 7.62 miles. And that's in Russia. So not really an anomaly, but something that we do to the earth. Let's see. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, yeah. Longest mountain chain on earth. Longest mountain chain on earth. This is definitely an anomaly. The Mid-Atlantic Ridge is the longest mountain chain on earth. 40,000 kilometers, or 25,000 miles. It's located along the middle of the Atlantic. Iceland is the only part of this chain that is above water. The Andes form the longest exposed mountain range at 7,000 feet. So really, we're talking about the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. The longest mountain range is underwater. At one point, obviously, it was exposed. But imagine gazing on those mountains when it wasn't covered by deep blue sea. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Let's see. So, Worm's looking like no pressure. Worm looking like 10 minutes. Let's see. Ooh. Oh, hey, yeah, I know you guys are gonna like this one. Lake in an ancient meteorite impact crater. So that's all natural. Lake Bosumtual. I'm going to say that. Bosumtual. Basumtui. No, it's Basumtui. That's an I. Basumtui. Situated within an ancient meteorite. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's an A for effort. Lake Bosumtui, situated within an ancient meteorite impact crater, is approximately 8 kilometers, or 5 miles across. So that was a fuck all crater, dude. That was a big ass meteorite. So it's the only natural lake in Ghana, and it's situated about 30 kilometers, or 18.6 miles southeast of Kumasi, and is a popular recreation area. There's about 30 villages near the lake, with a combined population of about 70,000 people. This lake is absolutely mammoth. If you can see this, I'd love to show it to you, but it's beautiful, green, lush all around it, and then this impact crater where you can definitely tell. I mean, now that it's known, now that I'm reading about it, it totally looks like a crater. But if you can only imagine the size of the rock that had to hit for that so long ago, and of course, it filled with water. So there you go. It's the lake of an ancient meteorite impact crater. That's located in Ghana.
Almost finished, good sir. Almost finished.
Awesome. Take your time there, but it's not finished till you say so. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. This is a really interesting one. I did see this, and I didn't think I was going to have time for it, but let's hit it. The North Pole. Yeah. Not just where Santa lives, not just where seals are, not just where penguins is. There's no land at all at the North Pole. Did you know that? He didn't know that. I'm gonna say that he didn't know that. There's no land at all at the North Pole. Only ice on top of sea. The Arctic Ocean has about 12 million square kilometers or 4.6 million square miles of floating ice, and it's the coldest winter temperatures at negative 34 degrees centigrade. Now, I want you to understand that the North Pole, where Santa lives, where we're told this lie, okay, where, if there's no land, where, pray tell, is his workshop? Where are the elves? Okay. I don't understand. I've been lied to my entire life. There's no land. So you're telling me that Santa Claus has a house on top of ice? Okay. If you weren't willing to come clean, I'm gonna talk to my parents here because they fucking lied. But I'm gonna ask her, Mom, did you know that there's no land at the North Pole? Fine. If she comes clean, then we're all good. But I just don't want to be lied to, mother. So yeah, so take that, and next time you're having a beer with the chaps at the bar,
you don't want to hear how Mona Loco feels about the Santa Claus thing, about the North Pole thing.
I gotta call Mona and tell him. Yeah, I call Mona and tell him that looks looking good, bro. Look at that. So yeah, next time you're having a beer with the chaps, or having a fight at the bar, and you want to sound super cool, remind people that the North Pole has absolutely no land. It's not a continent. It's not a country. It's nothing. It's a mass of ice that's 4.6 million miles long. So that's a big ass ice cube. If that melts, obviously we're going to get a rise in sea water. We could lose places like Florida. California can sink into the ocean. California Bay. What do you call it? Arizona Bay. So let's bring Worm over here, at least to Nevada, so we can get some oceanfront property. And join us over here before the big cataclysm. But yeah, just make sure to let people know that there's no land. There's no land in the North Pole, and it's a lie. Where does Santa Claus live? 3 minutes more. I appreciate you, everybody coming out here. I appreciate you guys laughing with us and just being with us for these couple hours. We really, really look forward to it. I know Worm thinks about it all the time, what kind of art he's going to make for you guys. I know he was at the art store today, making sure he had the right materials to make this look good and do stuff for you guys, because I know he takes it real serious. And I mean, like I said, hard to find live art, a live performance, learning something, laughing anywhere else. So I hope you guys, thank you, not only enjoyed this one, but enjoyed our whole catalog. Go back and check out some other episodes of Visual Radio. Soon there'll be some moves where aesthetically we're going to look a little better, a little sharper, and we're going to refine this a little bit more for you. But again, I think we have a really cool product here. I think that the learning aspect, the visual aspect, all of that really comes together. And we didn't know what this was going to look like until we did it. And I'm totally in love with it. I'm glad that we do it. I'm glad you guys are here with us. And I hope wherever we go, you guys follow us, because, gosh, it's a real blast doing it with you guys. Look at that. Worm's making, thank you. Worm is making that. Is that a bison skeleton underneath that sign?
It's Death Valley. It's Death
Fucking
Valley.
beautiful. Fucking beautiful. Man. Gorgeous. That's gorgeous. I love the textures you got between the sand, the sea, the mountain, and I love that. I love the hue of the sun, either coming up or coming down behind that mountain. Gorgeous. Tell us about it. Rocksteady, I'm so sorry. You're right. Rocksteady says he lives in an igloo, you fool. It's absolutely right. That's correct. Although all of my, it's all shattered now. It's all shattered now. I had no idea. I thought it was a hill with a house, Mrs. Claus, the elves, which are in turn are their children, I would imagine. And they all work for them. I hope they get paid. I hope they have benefits and PTO and time off. I've always wondered that. Are they indentured slaves? Like how do elves work? but I digress. Nice. Putting the finishing touches on here. My man said, "Bam! You want me to Bob Ross it? Bob-bomb. Did it. Look at that. Signing it and padow. Padow. I don't know about you guys, but I want that fucking t-shirt and I want that bad water. I want that bad water right on my chest there on a black t-shirt. That would look amazing. Great freaking job. Unmute there, buddy.
By the way, anybody who wants to donate to my starving artist self, that's my Cash App.
Absolutely. If anybody sees this, please. You know, I think that as far as I'm concerned, there's a reel going around Instagram saying like, kind of making a joke about it. It's like, I could really use your help, even though, you know, I've decided that asking for any help will make me a burden to you and others. But really, put it out. We're just putting it out there. If you want to donate to this incredibly talented person's fund, absolutely do that. I mean, we spend more on 2 beers than we would to get him a new brush.
Give me a new brush. My brushes are jacked up. You don't even want to see what I'm working. Look at my. This is a house painting brush. This isn't even an art brush.
Well, okay. You know those people that take their own pool cues to the pool hall?
No, I stay away from them.
You play. You know what makes you a good pool player?
What's that?
Beating another guy's ass and using the pool cue that's hanging up on the wall. That's all.
Yeah, I like that. That's true. Hey, I see what you're saying. I don't know what I'm doing, but I see what you're saying. What the fuck is happening? Okay.
It looks amazing. It really does.
Let me take a fucking step back, dude. I think I'm gonna get my fucking shadow out of the damn way. I think it looks pretty fantastic. I mean, that's so. Okay, so that's Mount Whitney on the fucking left and Death Valley on the right. And let me get these fucking magnets out of the way. Sorry. So,
man.
Yeah, well, it's okay. Hey, cash sign, we're a million.
Hell yeah.
Okay. I really do need paint supplies. But anyways, I appreciate everybody coming through, making art for you guys. I definitely, I hope I didn't spend too much time making it. I hope it was fun to watch. I hope it looks good, like the finished product. And appreciate everybody.
I think it looks amazing, dude. It really does look amazing. This is what we like to do for you every time we do the show, every week. A little mixture of a visual component along with learning a little something, laughing, and hanging out with your boys. You want to say anything in parts?
In my defense?
Yeah, well, no, just parting words.
The devil made me do it. I appreciate every single person who checks this out, like whether it's replay or live. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for checking this out. Check me out on Instagram. I appreciate everybody. I appreciate you so much, AC. Thank you for putting up with me and doing this. However many times we've done it, I guess 5 times, 6 times, something. I appreciate you.
I think we're right around that. I think we're getting closer to the double-digit mark, and I can't wait to hit that milestone with you. It's an absolute pleasure to hang out with one of my best buds. You know, as close as we are, we're gonna have a beer one day, and we're gonna fucking
toast
the radio. God damn it!
Absolutely.
Yeah, find him at Worm Million there. There's Cash App there as well as Worm Million on IG. You can check out our link right there. That takes us directly to the Visual Radio Livecast IG. I'm there too. I am going to be AC _ a couple times with a period and AC a period and a couple underscores. So you'll find me there. And check out Shotgun Candy on Sunday mornings. Check out some of our other work. I know that the transition over to Twitch, YouTube, Rumble, Telegram, and all that has been fucking awesome. And we hope to do this as well with this one so we can just open up our boundaries and take this to another level. We appreciate all of you. Thank you for being here on Visual Radio. We will catch you really soon.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you guys.
Guys, do us a favor, share the show if you could. That would help us out tremendously. Hit this algorithm in Fireside. Share the show out. Let people know you watched it, and we appreciate all the support. Woo!